So this is going to be a fairly high-rated game. You're going to see a lot of recognizable names on this one. I had a lot of fun with it, and we'll see how we do. There's going to be a reasonable amount of kiting and some embarrassing failing of kiting. If you watch chat very closely as well, you'll see a real phenomenon of EU. I think it would be the same on NA if there was such a wide click, but how clicky the community of PvP can be. And how very quickly names that aren't recognized get chewed out in favor of names that are. But yeah, so let's see how this goes now. I noticed an immediate problem with our comp. To tell you the truth, in the pre-game lobby, I was alt-tabbed. I probably wouldn't have swapped off of Fresh Air anyway. But we have a problem in that our best side noder is a Hollow. And really, he should be the one back here and looking for the back node most of the fight. Otherwise, we've got a Reaper and Firebrand that should be able to carry team fights reasonably well. We've got a Deadeye, a Thief who can rotate around and help with pluses and getting decaps. And then me to kind of roam damage as best I can. But largely, where I'm going to be most value, it's a clunky comp, is sort of hovering around the fights. The thing is, you want the Hollow in the big fights too. But the simple fact is he has way, way, way more 1v1 potential and escape potential if he gets plussed in any kind of side node duelist capacity. So that's why I say that. So yeah, and immediately as I come out the gate here, we've got our engineers AFK, and I'm left to pick up close. Now, I think the reason... First of all, I do this because no one else is really well suited for it. Maybe the Thief, if you really want to go that far. They've looked on the roads immediately for the intercept here as well, by the way. And now our Hollow's coming out. So straight away, I'm kind of tipped off that we might have a bit of a backnoding issue later. And the thing is, everyone might have assessed that I have a Weaver icon, and they think I'm on Sword, which would be perfectly reasonable and a normal thing to believe. So anyway, I take the cap, and because of their push through the roads, I am unaggressed here, which is good. I realize there's only going to be a limited amount of time before the enemy team notices that I'm squishy and I'm not a Sword Weaver and I'm better to focus. And there'll always be a time where players try your defenses. If they realize they can get an easy kill on you, they'll just hammer you over and over and over and over and over as the game goes along. So straight away, our Reaper's dead, presumably pushed well out of position. The Firebrand's not been able to help, and they've burst him down quite well. I do have the advantage coming in late of knowing that dodges and things are popped, and there are low targets. So there's an extremely low one here, but the ping is on this, and I never took that ping, so I follow the ping. It probably would have been better to burst this guy, I now see. But instead, I take the Warrior, who shield stances. So then I knock down the shield stance with the Gale, but he cancel casts his own shield stance into a Bull's Rush and evades the Gale, which is really cool, which forces me to blow a Twist of Fate. And you notice I've only walked an inch out of the archway here, and immediately I'm taking focus from the Warrior and the Mesmer. They've retargeted extremely quick. And I think that the enemy team's playing very well here. Look, they've pressed me super hard. My instinct has been to come back through the door. I actually think this is a mistake. What I could have done is push towards the Firebrand. And, you know, they've got a kill there. Yes, I would have drawn a lot of cleave over to them, but I've pulled back here. Nonetheless, we do still have some escape potential. The Revs followed me. So I've actually had the Warrior, the Mirage, and the Rev jump me. The Revs following, I have Obsy Flesh, which I kind of don't use very well here. And I whiff my Phoenix just a little. So that's a bit of a problem. Nonetheless, I do have another kite spot available, and it's this here. Now, this is no port if I get around the corner. And he's already used his sword offhand, so this is perfect. He drops the ring, and all I have to do is step out of it. And so, yeah, we got battered pretty hard by a lot of the enemy team, but we are alive. And now that our Necro's respawned, hopefully he'll be some value to the team now. He's not contributed yet. I pull down, and he does get the blood res. So this is perfect as our Firebrand comes in. And one thing I want to say as well, this is the mid fight. It's still mid, and it's pulled all the way over to beach now, largely because of me and the way I kited out. But you'll notice we own a node that we're neutral middle, and our Thief has managed to score the decap on fuzz. So this is winning for us as long as we can sustain it. The Firebrand's established towards me a bit better now, so I can do things. I take the Arcane Wave to clear as many clones as possible and deny some... and get the pressure on the Rev at the same time. But that'll deny some shatter value later. And as soon as this guy ends his dodge, I turn and I score the kill with the lightning flash. Now I rotate slightly back towards close because this guy's still going to be marking me. But he's now outnumbered, right? So we've got a down. And I have two. This is a really nice line that's been drawn here. I'm behind the fight. It's quite a lot for them to come back. Nonetheless, enemy Firebrand's coming in now. So we do need to keep maintaining the pressure. I drop an FGS over this body, but it's slightly too late. They get the res really quick. I probably should have stayed on the rev a bit longer. So now the Mirage is low, and I do have, obviously, the Elite up. He gets an evade on the skill 4, which would have killed him right there. And now he's taking his port out. Luckily, we do have the mobility. But these guys are here, and I'm wondering whether I want to assist there. I decide not, because the team fight's pushing up here, so I come up here with them. And obviously, this target's low. What is it with my front door going while I'm recording these? All right, sorry, I'm not quite sure where we are. Right, we're in the fight. Firebrand comes forward. They go for a res. Rev does a... I don't know. It feels like the Rev was coming here. Maybe he death struck back over the bridge. You'll notice that Fresh Air as a build has been pretty low value in this team fight, honestly. Like, the pressure isn't high enough. I've managed to score a couple of kills and get the pressure where needed. But we're quite a bit into the game now, and it's really frustrating when... I mean, you can really see why this build struggles later on, right? And it's kind of in the dumpster. But we'll see how we do. This guy's low and we've pushed him away. The Firebrand's low as well. Just ate a Prime Light, I think I just watched. Our Thief was unable to peel out at far. And the node got capped against him. And we've been decapped here. So now this is bad, right? Now the fact that we're not doing too well in this team fight isn't too great. But nonetheless... I feel pretty confident that this is a big swing play for the fight here. I'm staying with the group, and we've got the Warrior here. So I'm going to go and try and burst the Warrior. He's at 100% right now. Nobody else really contributes to this. But I get a really nice Phoenix straight into air, and we push him very low. So with the Reaper near me, he takes the Axe 2, and we do manage to finish it off. What's nice about the Axe 2 is he gets extra value off of the vulnerability I apply during my burst. And I take a Swirling Wind Stomp. Now, I am vulnerable to a Chaotic Release here. But the idea is the Firebrand, sorry, can give me Aegis, which he did, or even Stability if need be. Actually, that was the Necro running Well of Power, the Glint Facet. Put Burning on me, and then the Well of Power turned it into Aegis. So it wasn't the Firebrand at all. So now now that we've scored that kill, I was gonna push up towards the node, thinking we'd have some momentum, but it's still pretty hot. So I come straight back down. We get a cluster. Is that our cluster? No, it's not. That's the enemy team cluster bombing over that. Not cluster bombing, choking gassing over it. Anyway, so I take the pressure on the Rev to hold this, and this is really important. If they get this res, this is really bad. So I got to go absolutely everything onto this body to make sure that they can't. So we take the Arcane Wave, we double dip through, we don't even wait for the Plasma Beam here, we just need the double Electric Discharge, and we do manage to sustain it with a lot of damage there, so that the enemy Firebrand is pushed off. Now, he's out of position, and we can burst that. Nice follow-up damage from our Firebrand on there as well, who actually qualifies for the hit. And finally, we can look towards mid, but with this one, we've got 3 people there. Really, what I want to do is plus my Thief now. So as I'm walking to plus my Thief, I'm going to, hit this Mesmer that he's fighting, which is a really good scenario. He doesn't want to be there any more than I'd want to be there. But if you notice on the minimap, the enemy Thief is coming towards me now, and he actually steals to me with a quick cluster bomb. So he's on short bow, which I could be okay with, but that forces me to turn around because I think he's going to, greed on me. But then I notice, you just saw him disappear from the minimap again. I'm not pausing at good times. Then I notice, after stealing to me, he's immediately ran through. So now my Thief is outnumbered. And this is another thing, I may as well run this role that I'm trying to be in this match right now. If I don't have the mobility to keep pace, right? And also I got thrown off there. So our Thief manages to stealth out of the plus. This guy's vulnerable nonetheless. So I go for a Plasma Beam, but he triple dodged that, I think. I think we saw him go dodge, dodge, Signet, and dodge again. So I'm not too upset. But now what we're going to do is go for the Mesmer. So the Necro's got a node, which I agree with. And all I have to do is burst the Mesmer down. So he's Distort, he's just stealth. He's used all of his stealth here. I throw a random Dragon's Tooth. He's here again. Now, the Mirage will still hit us really hard. They counter us very comfortably. And he's doing well with line of sighting around the pillar here. So I take a good twist of fate there. Here, I talked in a previous video about cleansing sigil. And sometimes you just end up with a lot of confusion and not much else. This is the situation here. I think this Mirage was running Doom, which is where that poison stacks come from. But some of them aren't on Doom, or it doesn't proc at the right time. And look, as soon as I attunement swapped, we got our stuff back. Turn around, and I burst the Mirage, and we go up towards the node. So the Necro, for some I don't know. I mean, he helped here and he got the Spinal Shivers proc, but he wasn't needed for that at all. And he's just left the node half capped, which is completely unnecessary in my opinion. But I take the full cap now, and it looks like we might get back in. So now it comes down to how did the rest of the team do? Because we were essentially 2v1ing this Mirage. As soon as that Thief triple dodged out, I could have followed him, but then I would have left this Necromancer in what is presumably a poor matchup. So basically, they've potentially been outnumbered in the big fight here. They actually haven't because the enemy team's dedicating a person to capping far. But still. So we come through and we offer this guy support because he's low. I pushed through and actually managed to kill the Thief here as well. So he played very aggressive going for my Reaper and got punished. So this is good. We've managed to get some value right now. The Rev comes on me to support. And then the Firebrand. I love playing with a Firebrand that knows how to play, man. And actually looks at people. It's so lovely. Anyway, so yeah, the Firebrand Mercifuls. He heals me so hard, so quick. I mean, this is the thing playing low vitality. I was actually healing, and I was like, oh, he's full healed me. So I actually I stokecast my own heal here because I've already been put to 100. And with this pulling off the node here, we secure this on the roads, which is nice. My target, I think, should be the Rev, but they've pinged elsewhere and started pressuring elsewhere. So I move through the gate and take the alternate target, but probably unnecessary. I wasn't to know that in the moment that he'd try and kite through the door like this. The warrior rampages, so I chain 2 blinds on him so that I don't get hit too hard. Now we heal. Good thing we stowed it before. I don't have Gale on this one, unfortunately, but I still think that pressuring this is a good idea. Now I notice at this point that we're 2v1ing it, and he might get a chill proc or something, so instead I'm going to turn around, and if the warrior comes back through mid, I'll pincer him down like that. This could be a bit of a mistake here from me, in the I could have super speed kept chasing. But I mean, it's a warrior. He can burst a lot of mobility if he wants to. I come here. We see that the Rev's been CC'd by the Hollow and has just finished his Glint heal. So that's brilliant. He's just swapped to Shiro, so there's going to be another evade. But we chance some damage anyway. I then see he's blocking, so we Gale to knock him down. But he dodges. So I don't think that was a cancel cast on the Staff 3. I think I was just a little bit late. And he can't escape. So the Hollow does really good there with the Prime Light. And now, so my Reaper didn't manage to kill the Warrior and just chased into the Mirage here. Which maybe you could say is my bad, because if I'd stayed, if we rewind the clock a bit, maybe I could have hammered this down. And maybe the Hollow didn't... I mean, I put a reasonable amount of pressure on the Rev there, so maybe the Hollow wouldn't have got the chase. But it's still his mistake for pushing into what was clearly a Mirage there. We saw that this was capping a second ago. So anyway, I come up to... I'm not going to fight the Mirage. Maybe on respawn we can have a look at that. Also, you notice there's a Guardian over there as well, so I'm in Christ. Come up towards mid. Now, this is a bit of a Zerg, to be honest, and I'm not sure I like this too much, but I don't have an opportunity towards close here, and it's going to take me too long to go towards far, so securing this and then seeing what I can do is probably my best play. The enemy Firebrands was going to support it, but knows it's too late. The enemy team rotates off and leaves me to cap again. And they probably did that because they saw the 3v1 essentially, and they were like, frustrated and wanted to get moving. And I think that's fine. So the Warrior rampages, and I kind of knew he was going to rampage. They always want to take a pot. They always think that, I can get the pressure out. This I actually am really happy to see, because I can... If mid took longer to cap here, I would have been really frustrated, because he does represent a threat. It is a real concern. On most builds, I mean, I can Vapor Form. This is so dumb, to be honest. But this was almost capped as well, so I'm really happy because I can full cap it and just wander off now, and he's just lengthened his respawn by a reasonable amount. I mean, maybe not by too much, because he saw that I was bleeding him. But anyway, we can just chain blind, and he rampage. I was happy to see the rampage as well. He's got no kill condition here. I will just Vapor Form if he gets the down. And I'm not going to blow too many cooldowns here. I mean, he gets my passive, and I was a bit upset with that. Go straight onto the Firebrand here. You notice I take this pressure. I don't care about the Warrior whatsoever. What the Warrior did there did not prevent any of my aggression against this Firebrand. And with the Reaper, I managed to kill this now. So that's good. Our Thief is soloing boss. And I don't know. I don't want to speculate on that too much. But I take the full cap because he's not. I mean, maybe he knows he's not vulnerable to a steal from the opposing thief because maybe the opposing thief was down. But this is nice now. I actually really like the position we're in. All we need to do is get a bit of defensive roaming. The Hollow can pull back before he gets zerged on respawn. We've got our Necro Firebrand in mids. This could be a win here. You know, we're in a very strong position. But here, if you look at mid, you'll see that the Reaper and the Firebrand, I mean, the Firebrand quite rightly wants to rotate off and support something. So that the more heavy-footed player should be the Reaper, but the Reaper as well just leaves mid after they've won it and gets instantly decapped, which is a big punish. As for me, obviously I can't 1v1 here. Asking me to stand here is not the right play. And we see that the Mirage is here anyway. So I leave, and you see that the fight is pulled here. So this is really high value, me being here, because what I can do in theory is... Well, hold on. Let's watch this. This could be a huge mistake right now, actually. So let's rewind this here. So right now we see the Mirage is in mid and presumably getting hit pretty hard. He ports out. So no, he's very healthy, right? The rest are just clones and things. So we take the Arcane Wave, but it's while he's at Infinite Horizon dodging. And, yeah, I remember this. And now we see that he did actually turn around. Yeah, and what I'm trying to do right now is ping it. But, like, I don't have the ability to swing with that. So, yeah, I get decapped here, and no one else is looking at this. Maybe my play now was to zerg with the whole team over here, but I don't think that's smart. What's going through my mind right now is I can fight this and maybe delay him getting the full cap, but I'm not going to commit deeply to it because there's a very good chance I'll lose. So instead of going for the knockdown burst, I just go for the burst here, hoping that he won't catch it and he won't dodge, but he did. I need to change my mindset at some point where I hold off with the aggression. And now I've been plussed as well, so this is a nightmare scenario, really. And this is what I'm trying to explain about our team's comp. Like, there's not a... Even in the best of scenarios, I can't secure close there, let alone while being plussed. So, I come up to the no port because I don't know if the thief is still on me or what he's doing. He doesn't have any other opportunities, so you'd assume. The enemy... So, now we're in a situation where my team has snowballed to far. And they've said, this is the team fight we want. A couple of moments ago, I said we could have roamed defensively and we would have been all right. But instead, they've picked all the way over here. And they've left me as the backnoder. But I can't have Dominion on this side of the map. They actually technically outnumber this right now. But you're going to see that their team fight over there doesn't manifest. So while I wasn't too good in the team fights earlier, you know, Fresh Air can only do so much. This is way worse. Putting me into this role is terrible. So all I can really do is guard this so that the thief doesn't decap it as well, and we lose absolutely everything. So our team neutralizes, but red is edged out in front now. And here you can see the Mirage. So I got tipped off the Mirage was coming and dropped down. This is really nice. It means we go under the wave of the mage. And the... and we kite out of a lot of the axe stuff. He hasn't neutralized, so as soon as he goes for that, we can pressure. And when I see he swaps to staff, so we see the Chaos Armor here as well, I can go to Swirling Winds, which means I'll be pretty safe as long as I stand out of the Chaos Storm. He has to melee for shatters, but he's just illusionary ambushed off. So this is pretty good, except the Rev's coming in as well. So, again, if I was Sword, this all would have been nice, but I'm not Sword. So I get blown up by the Rev, naturally. And looking at my team's team fight here again, I can't see how many kills they've got. They've got 1 kill, I think, and a neutralization. Now the Firebrand's been split from the rest of the team, which is gross. Yeah, I think that we had a real moment where we could have won this game, and it was a few minutes ago, but I think that the entire team rotated incorrectly. And it's not like I could have said, fuck it, I'll go far as well, because then, you know, that just exacerbates the situation, you know, I think. So yeah, on respawn, I pick up close, which is open, obviously. And by the way, it is a fun game. I'm describing all the clunky aspects of it, but I think this was a fun game. It's nice to play a game like this every now and then, you know. You queue at the right time and people are actually on. So here, I've capped close, and as I'm rotating through, I'm looking at my Hollow, and I'm like, why is my Hollow moving there? And now I look at the health bars, and I see he's really low, and I'm like, oh shit, the Hollow's low. And now I see he's been chased by the Thief. So this is a pretty instrumental play here. Because it allows me to kill. First of all, I save the Hollow's life, and it also allows me to kill this thief. And I burst him. So there, by the way, just talking about weakness rip. Let's see. Do we catch the poison from the steel or what? So he poison plus weaknesses. We swap. Yeah, it goes for the poison. That sucks, man. Damn it. Maybe I should run. Oh, I don't know what I can run. That sucks. Is this RNG if it goes poison or weakness? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, we burst him through the weakness. Look at all the glancing blows. It doesn't matter. We're going to kill him anyway. So, and this is pretty nice as well. I swirls to prevent my damage. And I know that there's going to be some kind of... just as I saved my Hollow there and created a play by watching my team, the enemy team's Firebrand or someone's done the same. They were just charging through. So I swirl to prevent any auto-attack pressure. And I press F. And so what's going through my mind right as I score the kill is that he's going to downstate 2. So I need to just kill it. But then I see that this guy's coming in, so I wonder if I can go with the lightning flash, which is exactly what I do. What I'm thinking right now is where's he likely to port? And the answer is over towards his ally. And he takes the port really early. So we press F, and this is perfect. Because I've got the stomp. It's not Firebrand, it's Mirage. And I stomp under the nose of the Mirage. Also Arcane Wave it at the same time. Take the dodges against pretty much all of his pressure and come to the kite spot. And now he's fleeing away. And get some nice LOS, unfortunately, because I could have really ripped him up there. I've got the ping. We don't know where he is. He's on the left, and I take the Earthen Synergy for the stun, which causes him to illusory ambush, and that means that we are detargeted, and he goes to a random position around us. So the Mirage could be doing one of two things right now. He could be stealth pushing over to far, or the illusionary ambush can move him back where we came from. So I take the Arcane Wave, again, just to cleave the shit that's all around me. And we look back and we see that clones are trailing through the door. So because clones are trailing through the door, it's likely that he went behind the door. So we take some auto attacks and just rotate through air. We see another clone, and here's the actual Mesmer. So we clear this out. Now, the Reaper is going to start raging that apparently I'm bursting clones at the end of the game here, just because I swapped through air attunement. Clearly has no understanding of what a fresh air burst actually looks like. But anyway, so here's the Mirage. And, I mean, he's not been any value in this fight whatsoever. And now I realize I'm... Okay, so here's the most embarrassing bit of the game. I realized that the Rev's nearby. I don't know if you guys saw that up at mid, and we've been doing bad mid. Our Reaper's dead, and so's the Firebrand here. So I need to get onto this kite spot because it's no port from this area. And you guys have seen me do this a million times, but I mess it up twice in a row. And now the third time, and not even with a... Oh, and the Rev just kills me. I even type in local chat on that one. So, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's our first death, I think. At this point in the game, we were like 9-0. We were... sorry, that's our second death. When was our first one? We were 10-1. And so, in some ways, it could feel like it's only halfway through the game, you know, because we're only about a little bit later than halfway through the game. But what you'll actually see is the clock's running down. It's in the bottom 5 minutes as well now. But with that, a Firebrand and a Necro wiping, one of the Roamers wiping. I mean, the Thief's been doing what he can. The thing is, he's been playing very kind of far pointy. And I think one thing that would have been quite nice is if we'd been rotating together a bit more. Like, how much have I interacted and supported kills with my Thief? We're both kind of in that bursty playstyle. Okay, so here's another thing that people start raging about. On respawn, we kill the overextended Revenant. And I decide I'm going to full cap like I have been the rest of the time. I want my Necro and my Firebrand to be together and rotate towards mid. That's the smartest play here. Hopefully our Thief can make some kind of opportunity on far. Our big three, you know, the Hollow, they can reunite there in the middle. So I want this cap, which is why I'm rotating to this cap. And I will happily take this full cap. So I start decapping, and this guy's head is so out of the game. He's wandering over. So I'm like, okay, he wants the cap? I don't know why he wants the cap, or he thinks this is remotely intelligent, but fine. So I walk off because he signals to me by going there that he wants the cap. And in truth, what's going on is he's raging about the so-called clone burst earlier in chat and probably auto running, which I'm not looking at. I don't care about this at the moment. My head's in the game. So now he wanders off and doesn't even attempt to fight it. If he had attempted to fight it, I would have gone back and plussed. But he's so scared of being any value, he's just thrown far for us now. And that is the final nail in the coffin. And unfortunately, I can come here and take some pressure on the Firebrand in what is essentially a Zerg, because the Necro is coming here too. But that's basically GG here. So yeah, I think it is a fun game. There's some definite clunkiness. I think the comp could have done things, but it was either a case, I think mainly of me rotating a bit more with the Deadeye, or the Deadeye rotating a bit more with me. I prefer to roam a bit more defensively when I'm on this build. I don't like being under the noses of respawns so much. We clear the Firebrand. The Rev comes on me again. Unfortunately, I've not had a good eye on the Revs this match. And so now I think a double boss proc there as well. So they went up to 500 to 328. I think we had a very real win condition in the middle. But yeah, so some pretty fun, higher rated EU stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.